people were killed in a fuel tanker truck explosion on Sunday in Nigeria, according to the state's disaster management agency. The explosion followed the truck's collision with another truck carrying travelers and cattle in the north central Niger.
Yeah, thank you, G. But let me check on the sound. I don't know what is wrong with the sound. I can fix that and get back on track. Let me know when you can hear me, Jiba. Looks like. Let me know when you can hear me. All right. Thank you, Jiba. So we're talking about the explosion that happened in Nigeria today, where a fuel tanker exploded, killing more than 50 people in Nigeria. So a fuel tanker collided head-on with another truck on Sunday. So it collided with another truck on Sunday. The truck was carrying cattle, and it killed more than 50 people on the spot. They have still been recovering more bodies. And the other truck was carrying cattle, so it had like 50 cattle getting burned alive. And I was talking about how in 2020, according to some statistics that I saw from Nigeria's Federal Road Safety Corporation, 1,530 gasoline tankers crashed. 1,530 gasoline tankers crashed. How many days does a year have? 360 something. And 1,531 gasoline tankers crashed. How many of those per day? Might be around five. Around 5 gasoline tankers per day crashed in Nigeria in 2020, and that resulted to about 535 fatalities. That's about 2 deaths per day, and 1,142 injuries. That's about, again, 3-4 injuries per day. So 2 deaths, 4 injuries per day from the oil tankers. And I was saying it reaches a point where now you have to ask yourself fundamental questions such as, I do understand that the truck industry, the logistics industry, the has employed so many people. It has employed so many people in Nigeria. It has employed so many people in the whole of Africa, especially those trucks that carry goods from the coastal region to, for example, in Kenya, from Mombasa to Kampala to Rwanda, in fuel, in countries that are oil rich, carrying the oil. But then you look at the conditions of our roads. And Jibadawa is asking, was it road conditions or was it driving under influence? Most of those drivers don't even drive under influence. Most of them are sleep deprived. One driver has to drive from Mombasa all the way to Congo, all the way to the DRC, all the way to Kampala to ferry a container. And in most cases, they are paid according to the number of trips they do. I might be wrong, but some logistics company pay according to the number of trips you do. So you find that I understand there was even a time where some logistic companies were forcing the drivers to sleep because they wouldn't sleep because they want to do more trips and get more money. So there was a time where they would be forced to sleep. They would put trackers in the trucks, and then past a certain time, your truck was not supposed to be seen moving. I don't know what happened to that, but I know there was a time where those companies were forcing drivers to sleep by force because those drivers never sleep. They never sleep because they want to do as many trips as possible to make as much money as they can. So most of them are very sleep deprived. I mean, driving all the way from Kenya's coast across Uganda to Rwanda is not a joke. You're talking about 3-4 days of journeying because it's a truck carrying a container. You don't expect it to do more than an average of maybe 30-40 kilometers an hour. That is the average. So it's the sleep deprivation is the biggest cause of these truck accidents that we see because they never sleep. They want to do as many trips as possible. So I don't know how that can be addressed, but the first thing that they can do is what they had done, where they were forcing drivers to sleep, and after a certain time period, the driver is not supposed to be seen moving. You can say after every 10 hours, a driver has to get rest. After every 8 hours, I don't know. That is for them to figure out. After every 6 hours, I don't know. Driver has to get sleep, and you're supposed to, according to the trackers, you're not supposed to be seen moving. The second thing that they can do is stop paying drivers according to the number of trips they take. How about we have a fixed monthly salary, and then as a driver, I don't have to worry about making driving past time for me to do extra trips because I'm still going to get the same salary. But this incentivize, adding incentives, incentivizing trips is what is causing the drivers to never sleep, and the sleep deprivation is never good because now the concentration is low, and we end up having people causing even innocent people dying from the same because 50 people died from this truck explosion. One driver caused 50 deaths. And it's a concern when we talk about having about 5 gasoline tankers crashing per day in Nigeria. Nigeria is just but an example. I know this is the case in many African countries. Even in Kenya, I know trucks cause a lot of accidents, especially those ones that ferry goods from the coast. And I remember there was one time when the government decided to ban trucks and have everything being transported by rail. And it brought a lot of people opposed it, and rightly so, because the logistic industry, I don't know if that's what it is called. I don't know if it's called the logistics. Might be. Has employed so many people. It's a source of livelihood for thousands of people. So now the fact that you taking 20 trucks, you're taking 30 jobs and replacing them with one, because now the train only needs one driver, so that means 29 will go. So for every 30 trucks, one driver. Every 30 trucks, one driver. So that means it would have rendered thousands unemployed. And for a country that is already battling, for a continent that is already battling with unemployment, it's not even the best thing to do, because most of these people are breadwinners, and having them employed is benefiting hundreds of other people. If they have kids, their wife is probably unemployed, their parents at home depend on them. So that is why it brought a lot of they had taken the port from Mombasa to Naivasha from the coast, and they had introduced something called a dry port, where once containers get to the port of Mombasa, they are offloaded to the railway, and then they are taken somewhere in Naivasha. Naivasha is central, Kenya is centrally located, so it's a dry port, and then now trucks can take it from there. That was going to one. There are so many cities, towns, small towns across Kenya that rely entirely on the truck drivers. I mean, for lodgings, that is for them to get rooms, where they get rooms, where they eat. So that would have seen thousands of people employed, from drivers to hotels that those drivers sleep in, to, so many people depend on those drivers, including prostitutes, who would have gone homeless if that would have been stopped. So many people depend on that. There's a town in the border, in the Kenya-Uganda border. In the Kenya-Uganda border, there's a town called Malaba. It's the last town in Kenya before you cross to Uganda. That town is entirely dependent on truck drivers, entirely. So if we stop the trucks, then Malaba goes, that town closes down, because it's entirely 60-70% of the people there are truck drivers who are crossing over to Uganda. So they camp there, they sleep in those hotels, they leave money there, and it's a big town that is entirely dependent on drivers. You come back to Kenya, there is another town called Salga, entirely dependent on truck drivers. Another town called Salama, entirely dependent on truck drivers. So I don't think doing away with the trucks, because they really do cause a lot of accidents and damages and deaths every year. Thousands of people die from these truck explosions, truck accidents, because those drivers never sleep, and they end up causing a lot of accidents, especially on the Nairobi-Mombasa highway. They kill so many people every year. That was why the former president had decided to do away with the trucks. But then, as I said, I don't think it's a good idea doing away with the trucks, considering a big portion of the economy depends on those trucks, on that industry. It's a big employer in Kenya. So doing away with it is going to worsen the unemployment situation. And I know Kenya is just but an example. I know even in Nigeria, as we are talking about Nigeria having five gasoline tankers crashing every day. As we're speaking today, 5 gasoline tankers crashed, and they kill about 535 people per year. That is 2 people per day, and they injure about 3-4 people a day. So for every single day, some 2 people are going to wake up in Nigeria, and they are not going to sleep at night because of a gasoline tanker accident. 1,531, the total number of gasoline tankers that crashed in 2020, the ones that were recorded. So it's an industry that kills people, especially due to the, 1, lack of sleep, 2, the conditions of the roads. Roads are not in the best of conditions. So now that, I think Keith has joined me. So now that brings a dilemma.
You can't get rid of the trucks, or that's commerce. Have you ever regulated? You built better road systems, regulate the industry. That drivers have certain standards. You got to have standards. You're not allowed to drive so long. You got to sleep.
Yeah.
You got to have certain areas where they check in, make sure all the equipment is checked. Africa doesn't run like the rest of us, like the Wild Wild West. It's unregulated. You're supposed to make sure that truck is regulated, goddammit, every day. You got to see, is the truck going to blow up? Is the truck fucked up? What the hell's going on? So, while in Africa, shit, there's no regulation. Whatever the fuck happens, man.
Yeah, so, because it's the kid when you talk about 5 deaths per day in Nigeria of a truck explosion. That is gasoline.
5 trips a day. How crazy that any adult, and see, that's why I want to call shit a third world. You know, any adult country gonna take measures now to straighten that out. Say, okay, we need to goddamn regulate this, and we need to have standards that are being met, so we have these kind of deaths. But they don't give a shit. It's like whatever happens, happens. No, you say, okay, now we got to set standards, goddammit. And all trucks have got to function in this kind of situation. Meaning that meaning that I gotta make sure this maintenance is done.
Mm.
I gotta set a checkpoints along these routes where trucks are gonna be pulled in to make sure their goddamn trucks are running properly, so they're gonna get checked. Like
Funny, funny
America,
thing,
you gotta go in a certain area. Go ahead.
funny thing is, there is there are those things. There are, for example, if you drive from Nairobi to Kampala, you're going to get about 5, 6 stops, weigh bridges, alcohol test stations, those infrastructure to ensure that has been done. But the problem is the corruption in those stations, Keith.
See, that's the problem.
That
So they're all there. So yeah,
driver,
because they're so underpaid, they got to keep getting bribes. You get
mm,
bribes because everybody's underpaid in Africa. If everybody was making a decent living, it would stop the bribes. But the
but
politicians, these damn
but some
bootlicks,
of them are
have
just
not.
greedy. There are some that are just greedy. Even when talk about underpayment, some of them are just greedy and they know that this truck has overloaded. But I mean, if I take it to the
Then you're
police,
supposed to stop.
if I take it
Then
to the
look,
police, I'm not gonna benefit. If I
then,
let it go,
then
I'm
you
gonna
got.
get $1,000. So I let it go. I
It
get
means
my
the, it
thousand
means the
dollars.
system's corrupt. When you're taking if you're taking bribes, you're supposed to be fired on the spot because the system is corrupt. The system runs from the top to the bottom. It doesn't run from the bottom to the top. So it means the whole system from the top, from the president on down, is fucked up. It's corrupt. So you got to change the whole system of corruption in Africa. That's what you're dealing with. Not Kenya. This is Africa. System of corruption in Africa. Why shit don't work right.
Mm.
Because the systems have got to be changed.
Because I told you there was a time when trucks
No
were
way.
also
You can't do your job, eh? I always gotta bribe somebody. Oh, if I can do this, I bribe you and you get up. No, if you give me a bribe, I'm supposed to lock your ass up.
yeah, because I know there was a
I'm
time in
supposed to
Kenya
lock
when
your
even
ass up
trucks
right there.
had introduced that system where they would put truckers in trucks, and past certain times drivers were not allowed to drive. I mean, after you've driven for certain hours and your truck was seen moving, then you'd be called and told, "Can you park and sleep?" But I don't know what happened to that. So it's not about coming up with policies. We're so good at policies, Keith. Nobody beats us at that. We make the best policies. We make the best.
But then
I don't know.
as I'm saying, the policies you
Then
gotta,
drivers
and those
don't.
policies gotta be enacted. Those policies gotta be enacted. You gotta have law enforcement that makes sure those policies are being followed. There's
Yeah.
got to be certain things. It can't be. I say the African runs like the Wild Wild West. There's never no goddamn retribution for the leaders, for people that do shit. Like, that's why shit don't work. There's no retribution. God damn it! I get you driving longer than you going to jail. I'm locking your ass up. Period. There will be no bribery. You get locked up for 3 years, nigga. You knew the rules. You broke them. You're getting locked the fuck up. These are the repercussions. Start becoming an adult society. Can't run shit like children no more. Shit. People do shit. Nobody has no repercussions. Nah, I'm locking your ass up for 3 fucking years. And anybody does it, you're getting all locked the fuck up. That's it. So I'm a person. That's gonna be the message. Fuck around and find out. You're gonna do shit legal now, lawfully. We have a society that actually works. Oh, this so crazy. This African shit, this shit don't mean shit. You do what the fuck you want to do. Nah, them days is over. And say, I know it's a despot, but the only one that does that is Kagami ass. Fuck around,
Yeah.
find out in Rwanda. Fuck
Yeah.
around, find out.
I actually saw somebody comment on Rwanda, and he said that he went to Rwanda and he was shocked at how those people adhere to traffic rules. They are followed to the letter in Rwanda.
To the letter. Yeah, because corruption comes from the top down. It means all these African countries have always been corrupt. The Europeans want them corrupt. Corruption starts from the top down, the moray, not the bottom up. The whole system of corruption from the presidents on down, from Jomo's time, has been corrupt because he was corrupt as fuck. From Nigeria, they were corrupt as fuck. Ghana, corrupt as fuck. So until you get somebody, hey, this corruption not gonna be tolerant. That's I'm locking you up. I'm gonna put a bullet in your head. That's it. That's it. Corruption's not hard to stop if you really want to stop it. You can work whether it benefits you. You really want to stop corruption? You make a hard goddamn sacrifice and you make it public. This is what happens to you when you don't do what the fuck you're told to do. These are standards. Standards. There's no compromising with standards because we're dealing with people's lives. Okay? Fuck around and find out. Locking your ass up for 3 years. I'm gonna advise your way out. I thought I could do it because this way it's always been done. But I told you, moron, we're not doing that then. I would give you the memo. We're not doing it like that no more. So you forfeit your own goddamn life. Good luck to you, stupid. Right. We're not changing nothing.
You never see the effect of some of the things you do. For example, the people who take bribes in Nigeria think it's just a normal thing until 50 people die from a truck that you allowed to pass. That was
they don't care. Because it's corrupt from the top down.
Until your brother or sister. I mean, kids.
They don't give a shit.
5 people die every day, kids. What is the possibility that 5 people are going to die every day for a year, for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and it is never going to affect you? What is the probability?
Well, in a country that big, it might affect you. Listen, the corruption's so fucked up in Nigeria, they gonna say that's the price of business. They don't tell your ass. They don't care fucking. Yeah, my sister died because I fucked up, and I got that money, and I paid me some more goddamn Ugali. Whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's a tragedy. But so what? So what? So till you cut off the snake's head, which is the top, the whole body's gonna rot. That's what you got in Africa because everything was set up corrupt to begin with. This corruption was now made normalized. How could the least corrupt place on the planet is now the most corrupt place? Because of colonialism. But no, Africans are not corrupt by nature. Not your nature to be corrupt and fucked up. It's the institutions that were put on you. You accepted this shit. Now it's gone crazy because society doesn't work right. People dying every day because of corruption and shit. You're supposed to come in as an adult. Hey, we gotta stop this. This cannot be allowed to continue. We can't allow this no more. Okay, we know it was good back in the past. Everybody was getting their little money and blah blah blah. But nah, we can't tolerate that no more. Now we're going to start locking motherfuckers out. Okay, start locking you motherfuckers out. Anybody come taking bribes? You got cameras. Cameras are cheap. But I got cameras in every goddamn place you work at. You do a bribe, I'm looking right at your motherfucking ass. You get caught, you're going to jail.
The place is so corrupt that even the cameras won't work. Probably the person who will be given the contract.
As soon as the cameras don't work, I'm locking you. The cameras don't work, I'm locking your ass up. I'm locking your ass up because the cameras should work. I'm locking you up still. Why the camera? They're responsible for taking care of the cameras. I'm gonna let you know. When the cameras go down, I'm locking your ass up.
Wait until the contractor was supposed to supply handcuffs has not supplied.
I don't want no contract. I'm talking about the government official who's responsible to make sure these cameras work. If they go down on your watch, I'm locking your ass up. Okay? You getting locked up. I want to know when the cameras went down. I know they did. On your watch, you're supposed to check them every day, right? That's your job, right? You're supposed to check them every day. Yeah, but I didn't. But yeah, you're going to come locking your ass up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be accountable. Hey, imagine this thing in Africa called accountability that no one's ever been used to. It's a new sheriff in town, and he's locking your black ass up. Fucking your ass up. Okay? Make an example out your ass. I told you. So you still think it was business as usual, you're gonna still do your fuck shit. I tried to be nice. It'd be like Kagami. Like first day, hey, I tried to be nice to you. I told you shit was changing. You thought, well, I was just joking. I'm just flapping off at my mouth. I'm just talking to hear myself talk. Okay, motherfucker, try me. I just told you. Your responsibility to check these cameras every goddamn day. And if one ain't working, motherfucker, you better get it working. You better find out. You better make a report, and you better get it working fast and swift. If not, whatever happens, I'm locking your ass up. Right? So you want that job, right? That's your job. Right? Oh, that's the responsibility that comes with it. Before you get hired, I'm gonna let you know. Cameras go down. You don't report it. We're locking your ass up.
What Africa needs is that new term that it's a new term that people don't. It's a new vocabulary. Accountability. People die from that, who's accountable for it? People die from something, who's accountable for it?
Why you say? When Africa, Kagame got that right. He said
power goes off like it does every 2 days. Who is responsible? Who's accountable?
That's what I agree with Kagame. He said Africa has no accountability. We've been living lives with no accountability. Exactly right. Fuck that. You're not gonna be telling me, oh, the camera went down. And I don't know. Motherfucker, you're fired and you're going to jail.
Why do we have?
You're going to jail.
Why do we have power blackouts every 2 days? Who's accountable?
Oh well, no. Nope. There's generators in the goddamn. I make sure, goddamn it, there's gonna be generators in these offices. All public offices will have generators. That don't cost a lot of money because I'm so fucked up. I don't know how to make a regular power grid like a human being, like a grown ass man. That's a shit African man can't figure out how to make decent power. Okay, since I can't figure that shit out, there's companies that already figured out that ain't African that make generators. Okay? So ever since I can't figure out how to fucking do normal shit like the rest of the world, so I'm seem to be too backward, too childish, too fucked, my IQ's fucked up. We're gonna buy generators, and they're gonna be all government goddamn buildings. So there'll be no excuse about no fucking power outage. That shit ain't gonna work either. That shit ain't gonna work either. We got power outage, motherfucker. There's a generator. Every time your power go out, the generator automatically kicks on. So if that camera don't work, I'm locking your ass up. Hey, that's still gonna be the same thing. Say the mantra with me. I'm locking your black ass up. So you tell me about power outages and other kind of fake heck at your head shit ain't gonna work.
If you ever vied for a president, that would be your slogan.
You're right. Accountability, and I'm locking your black ass up. that's my Kenyan slogan. Accountability, and stay with me, and I'm locking your black ass up.
As we come to the
I got you promised us a partner, a chicken in every pot. Yeah, after I lock your black ass up.
Yeah. I think I would vote for you, Keith.
All right. I'll make shit. I turn shit around. Shit'll work. Motherfuckers get shit done, but we just no accountability. Shit don't run. We won't be the laughing stocks of the planet. I'm gonna tell you that.
But you would need some money for that because you need to expand the prisons.
Oh, I look money. Shit, there's money in Africa. Goddamn. First thing I'm doing, I'm taking over all mining in Kenya, all of it. So, y'all, you scared niggas about the British and all that shit. You better step aside. I'm fucking you niggas up anyway. I know you're gonna want to fight me, so I'm gonna have to lock you fucking morons up anyway. We're going in all these goddamn. We're gonna go in all these national parks. We're gonna fight all the mining. Because there's millions of mining in Kenya. Billions of dollars. So I'm not going to hear nothing about no motherfucking loan. The IMF and the World Bank can suck my dick. Because these damn mining sites are going to pay for all the fake loans to China, fake loans to IMF and World Bank. Of course, it's going to come war against me. So I'm going to have to, it's going to be a bunch of killing. I'm going to have to, hey, who's with me? Who's not? Because White man's coming, so it's gonna be open warfare. And the British and American bases are getting the fuck out now. Now. Ain't no more. I've been training the Kenyans for 60 years. They ain't learned shit yet. That was the British talking about that there because they there to train Kenyans. They ain't learned shit yet. 60 years, they still training motherfuckers.
Yes, we
I
are
know.
trying to promote world peace by training those people so that they can be able to fight against. Anyway,
Nah, I tell them, I get fuck all that stupid shit. You gotta go. All white people gotta go. You gotta go. Well, it's racism. Well, call it what you want. Call it racism. Ain't you kicking us out of your countries? I'm kicking you out of ours. So here you go. Go back to Europe. You said Africa's dirty and poor anyway, so you shouldn't want to be here. So here we go. God damn it. So unapologetically, we're taking all our shit back. That's gonna give us billions of dollars, trillions really. And so now we're gonna be brutal with you grown ass African men. Anybody caught stealing, robbing from the country, robbing from people, we're gonna put a bullet in your head. Okay?
I think you
I ain't gonna lock you up first. I'm gonna put a bullet in your I'm gonna do the Chinese way. I'm gonna put a bullet in your head.
I think you'd make a very good leader, but a very poor politician. Very poor. You'd never
Hey, you're not supposed to be a politician, right? Difference between a leader and a politician.
You wouldn't get 10 votes with that slogan.
Of course, because we need, of course.
Make a good leader, but not a very poor politician.
Of course, they be like, no, we don't want to do right.
They want to
Exactly.
create employment opportunities for you. I'm going to give you money. I'm going to give you all.
They went to all these lies. They still want me to tell these lies like they children and shit. I said, listen here, you can't get good roads if we goddamn corrupt. You can't build shit if all our money's taken by white people. So we got tough decisions to make as adults. Like, I ain't voting for his ass. I ain't voting for that nigga. He talking about doing work and being accountable. I might try to get some chai and knock my black ass up.
Does he have does he have a record on crime? Has he ever been caught in a corruption scandal? No, he's not the one.
No scandal. And I'm still locking your black ass up.
Not taking it out of the block without a scandal. What do you mean?
Locking you, gonna be accountability. Oh, what? Oh, we don't want to be accountable for nothing. And you don't want to be an adult?
They wouldn't be worried about the slogan because they would know you're not getting 10 votes.
You got that right, the boy, right?
Yeah.
I said 10, my ass will get 3.
Yeah. I actually think you get 3. 10 is an overstatement. Maybe mine, Joby's, and yours.
Yeah. Time for it. Talking that shit. Motherfuckers out there. Yeah, I'm gonna build your new stadiums. Yay! I'm gonna build your new road. Yay! Ain't built shit. Got no new stadiums. Got old ass hospitals.
If you don't pay me during the campaign, then that is 2 votes. Yours and Joby's. I'm not voting for you.
Gotta come out to give you a couple of dollars. We still all in poverty. Ain't shit getting done. Now we need accountability. God damn it.
True. Africa needs accountability more than anything else, even with the resources we have and the money we have. Then as we come to the end, that has been Monday update. Joby is coming up in a bit.
Much love, family.
Much love, family. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the
day. And the boy's not gonna give a shit. He gonna be moving to his fresh new apartment and shit, chilling in. Fuck you, niggas. All right.